We connected a blockchain to a power plant control system. Java interface. Cloud CI/CD environment. Real generation infrastructure on the other end of it. I'm not going to defend it yet. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to let the three of you ask me why.
Draw me the happy path. Why a blockchain and not a database?
Multiple parties. No single one of them owns the truth. You've got generation on one side, settlement on the other, numbers moving between organizations that have every commercial reason to argue about them later. A shared ledger nobody can quietly edit after the fact. Cryptographic settlement. An append-only history that survives an audit 2 years later. It's a clean fit. On paper, it's beautiful.
You said on paper, like a man about to be handed the paper.
I walked into that.
Can I ask the simple one?
Always.
Who couldn't trust whom?
What?
That's what a blockchain is for, isn't it? Nobody trusts anybody enough to let one of them hold the database. So who were the parties and who couldn't trust whom?
Generators, the grid operator, and the settlement side. Multiple parties, no natural owner of the ledger.
Did they not trust the grid operator?
Everyone already trusted the grid operator. They're regulated. That's their whole job.
So there was a trusted third party, sitting right there, regulated by law.
Then it's a Postgres table with an audit log and a signed hash chain. I could build that in a fortnight.
It's not that simple.
Then tell me the property. One property you needed that a signed append-only table doesn't already give you.
It's not that simple. Decentralized consensus. When there's no
trusted party. There was a trusted party, Oliver. Sophia just found her.
Can I ask the thing that's frightening me a little? How do you test this? It's touching power generation. What was your test environment?
It was a simulator for the control side.
Written by whom?
Us.
So, you tested your code against your own model of a system you didn't build, and on the other end of the real one
is a power plant. Yes.
I'd like to stop thinking about that now.
It went to production. It worked. It ran for 2 years. It was technically elegant. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't, because that would be its own kind of lie.
And then?
And then someone replaced the blockchain with a Postgres table. Same interfaces, same contract. Took them 6 weeks.
Did anything break?
Nothing broke. Nobody noticed. It got faster.
Did anyone tell you?
I found out from a conference talk. Someone else's. I want to be precise because it matters. I wasn't wrong about the engineering. The interfaces were clean, it was well built, it ran. Every technical thing I tell you about it is true. I was wrong about whether it should exist.
That's not the same as being wrong.
No, it's worse. Here's the part I don't love saying on camera. I have a certificate that says I'm an expert in this. I've written papers arguing for it. So when this problem landed on my desk, I didn't ask, what does this need? I asked, where can I use the thing I'm good at? You asked who couldn't trust whom in the first 5 minutes. I couldn't answer it, not because it's hard, but because I never asked it. The answer was sitting there the whole time. Regulated by law. I just didn't want it to be, because if it was, I didn't have a project.
That's the most honest thing anyone said at this table.
It cost me 2 years and a certificate to say it. Don't applaud me for it. I'm not going to tell you blockchain is useless. It isn't. There are maybe a dozen problems on Earth shaped exactly right for it. And if you've got one, build it and be happy. The trap isn't the technology. The trap is holding a hammer you've been certified in. It makes you answer a question nobody asked. The question that beats you here isn't technical. It's 4 words. Who couldn't trust whom? If there's an answer, if there's one regulated, trusted party sitting in the middle, you don't need the chain. You never did. I had that answer in 5 minutes. I'd spent 2 years not asking the question.